Our relationship with our ancestors begin during our birth. And what I realised is that as we are born into a family, we are protected and guided by those that came before us. When people come to see me, this whole communication between myself and my client is also connected with their ancestral guardians, their parents, grandparents. They also enter into the session because they want to be able to support the person that's living.
The ancestors is a very, very interesting topic because we conduct every year, and have done for goodness knows how long, ancestral workshops and retreats.
And there is so much work done now on epigenetics and people discovering, especially those who suffered through the Holocaust or pogroms, slavery. These are the kind of people I sometimes see, and they discuss how they're unraveling the story of their family because they're very affected with mental health, with anxiety, with fear and worries, and they realize that if they can unravel it and discover who these people are, it alleviates an awful lot of this. It's not just mental health, but physical anxiety, physical illness that can pass through the family tree.
We inherit many times a feature which in principle is very similar to a living ancestor, but there are many cases where you find that somebody has an issue and it's not to do with the living ancestors at all. They can identify it with somebody who formerly was a part of the family and passed on, could be last week or many years ago. But these issues, when you look at them, there are symptoms that you can relate to. And sometimes these symptoms appear to be so strong, unbelievably strong. So to look at your own ills and try and work out where they come from.
The ancestral continuum is understanding who came before us. And some of the work that I think is very important is to actually discover who they are. So this, for me, was the beginning of realizing that this story of the ancestors also brings not only the support and the love, but also brings a lot of memories where people have been who've died in terrible circumstances through war, through execution, through murder, that they also bring their stories to the living. And so I began to expand this understanding that if we could bring those stories of suffering, we also can alleviate those stories.
So when we look at the ancestors, we have to start first and foremost with me in my life. What physical disabilities do I have? What emotional issues do I have? Are these things affecting me psychologically? Do I have psychological issues? But even if I have psychological issues, did they start emotionally? Did they start in my childhood? Where did they come from? Are they in my genetic? Are they a part of my DNA?
So even if you have the most dysfunctional family that nobody talks to each other, I want you to remember that those that came before the immediate family problems, there would have been a family community that still exists in spirit. They still are acknowledging that maybe if you turn to them, that you might be able to get the help that you need. If you are ever feeling in need to get support or kind of you're feeling afraid, the ancestors are there also. They're not, they're there as spiritual support, not just, just photographs and memories.